It's your boy AD back with another video. Now in today's video we're gonna be doing what Naruto was Kaguya's reincarnation part 1. Now we're gonna start off with pretty much Kaguya. She's gonna, after the fight, what's it called? Instead of Haguomo and Hamo sealing her away, they all gonna seal her away, but they don't know that. Pretty much the seal that they use on her, instead of actually putting her in the moon, she dies from it. So yeah, then her spirits and stuff, like her karma seal, I guess you can say, flies to space and time and pretty much goes into Kushina and enters Naruto. So yeah, that happens. And I'm thinking, should I add Mema in this one? I'll say that there's Mema in this one. Yeah, there's Mema. Mema is Naruto's brother and stuff, but yeah, we're gonna talk about that. It's not important yet. So yeah, we're gonna pretty much, the 90s attack plays pretty much the same as canon. So yeah, Naruto gets half the 9 tails, Mema gets the other half and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna say no, Naruto gets 99% of the chakra and soul, and Mema gets like 1%, and the 1% he got is the bad percent. So yeah, so I'm gonna say the 50% of the good half won against the 49% of the bad half. So it's a good 9 tails. Anyways, Naruto is born. When Naruto is born, I'm gonna say Mema comes out first, and then Naruto comes out. Well, Mema comes out, and then he's just a normal kid. But when Naruto comes out, he looks like a freaking in their eyes, he looks like a monster. But yeah, he has horns and all that stuff, so that's why they think he's a monster. And it was a lot harder for Kushina to push pretty much Naruto out, because his horns were getting in the way and poking her. So yeah, and she was kind of mad about that because it hurt her a lot more. But yeah, pretty much the 90s attack plays the same other than that stuff. She's Kushina and Miyato still die. Everything plays pretty much exactly the same. So yeah, but in this one, I'm gonna say, what's it called? Time skip 3 years later. When Hinata was getting her ass beat, it was Mema that saved her. So she likes Mema, not Naruto in this one. So yeah. And I'm gonna say time skip to when the 5 Jiraiya comes, and he trains Mema and not Naruto. He thinks Naruto is a monster, so he doesn't train him. And pretty much, yeah. And I'm gonna say Kaguya is pretty much unconscious at this time, but Naruto can still use her power, but she's unconscious. She doesn't have control at the moment. She can't influence Naruto or anything like that yet. So yeah. And I'm gonna say pretty much, Jiraiya trains Mema, and everyone likes Mema because I'm gonna say Jiraiya was a lot dumber in this one. Mema is already strong enough to know that pretty much Fufuka was his dad, so he announced it. So yeah, everyone loves Mema, and they still hate Naruto. So yeah, and pretty much Hinata saw that a lot of I'm gonna say Hinata did not know that Mema and Naruto don't really get along. So Hinata was like, I'm gonna get with Naruto, and I can use Naruto to get closer to Menma. So, and Hinata is gonna be a little bit more of a twisted snake, I'ma say. I'm not gonna say the actual word, but yeah, she's more of that, and pretty much she we do a time skip to Naruto's like 6, almost 7. Hinata comes up to him and is like, Naruto-kun, I like you and stuff. And Naruto not really, never really getting love or anything. He's like, yeah, I like you too and stuff. And he just like start going off Hinata. And Hinata, knowing that Naruto, well, the main reason why she did it was because he wants to get next to Menma, and Naruto and Menma live in the same house for now. So she always comes over like every single day, which Naruto kind of noticed that, but he just thought she likes me a lot. So yeah, she's trying to keep an eye on me, I guess you can say. But in reality, every time she comes over, she gets closer to Menma, and eventually they stop making out. So yeah, and then we're gonna do a time skip to when Naruto is 7, almost 8. You see Naruto running, pretty much running because it was his and Hinata's 2 years being together, pretty much. Second anniversary. Fuck. They were pretty much celebrating that they were dating for 2 years, pretty much. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that. And he was pretty excited and running home to pretty much go celebrate with Hinata. So yeah, but when he gets home, he hears something drop on the ground, like a freaking lamp or something, and he's like, I wonder what's happening in there. And then he opens the door slowly, not wanting to make too much noise because, yeah. And he goes up to hear someone saying, oh man, you're so good at this and stuff. And then he doesn't really pay any mind until he realizes that's Hinata, because he's familiar with the voice. He's like, that's Hinata's voice. And then he goes over to Menma's room and puts his ears on the door pretty much, and he hears a slapping noise. And he's like, what the? And he opens the door a little bit to see Menma slapping Hinata's back area, pretty much. I'm just gonna say that. And he's shocked because, yeah, he figured that Hinata is pretty much cheating on him. And then he sees pretty much Menma sticking it in Hinata, pretty much doggy style, and pretty much Naruto gets pissed, and he pretty much kicks down the door, and he's like, Hinata, how could you, pretty much? I never thought you were this kind of person, pretty much. And Hinata starts laughing and says, haha, you thought I actually like you, demon? The only reason why I even talked to you was because I wanted to get close to Menma and stuff. And then, yeah, she pretty much explained her whole thing, the whole thing that she did and stuff. And she's like, you probably can't even do it because of your skin being this scary and stuff. You would probably, what's it called? You know, Otsutsuki skins are like white, like they're like white and scary and shit. Yeah, she thinks, oh, that's gonna mess up her thingy. They're like her front and stuff, or back. So yeah, depends on what to do it. But she pretty much says that and stuff. And Naruto is pretty pissed off, and he starts releasing ninth chakra, and he pretty much goes over and punches Mima in the face, breaking his nose, and then he's fuck. He starts beating on Mima pretty much, and he has like, she's pretty scared, but like I must say she pretty much sees that Naruto doesn't even realize she's there, and she grabs a sword and stabs Naruto. And Naruto seeing this, and then he just like slaps her, pretty much breaking her face, kind of, just like dislocating her shoulder, her jaw and stuff. And then he just walks out, and yeah, he pretty much goes in the village to just sit somewhere and stuff and just cool his head off. But like when he gets there, he sees a bunch of villagers waiting for him, and the villagers starts beating on him like a lot more than they do in Kanye, like a ton. And they have like ninjas and stuff because they know that Naruto can't take damage unless it's like this chakra and stuff involved and all that stuff. And I'm gonna say there was like, I'm gonna say someone else knew how to use a little bit of Sage mode, but yeah, not that much. So this person was able to hurt Naruto. So they beat on Naruto and stuff, and yeah, until Naruto gets knocked out, and they pretty much walk away, and you see a pretty much whitish aura, just like coming out of Naruto and wraps all around him pretty much, and then Naruto starts freaking healing and stuff. And yeah, he starts healing from it, but like not that much. And you see pretty much Naruto in his you see black substance coming out of the ground, and it's like, oh, so this is, wait, fuck. What the fuck am I supposed to say? You can't call her mother. Well, I guess he can. He says this is the mother's new vessel, pretty much. And he's like, I guess, why? Like he's like, oh, so he's dying, and he pretty much covers Naruto's body and starts healing Naruto. And you go to Naruto's mindscape to see Naruto waking up in his mindscape, pretty much, and seeing Kaguya floating up, just like she's like up and stuff, like floating, but her eyes are closed, and she's like in like she's kind of like sleeping, okay? And she's just like sleeping and stuff, and Naruto's like, hey, who are you and stuff? And Kaguya wakes up, and she's like, so you woken me up, boy? And Naruto's like, yes. And Kaguya says, so what do you want, pretty much? And Naruto's like, what's your name? And Kaguya says she's Kaguya and stuff. And she pretty much explained that she's Naruto's reincarnation. Naruto is her reincarnation and all that stuff. And and yeah, she explained all that stuff, and she says, do you want my power and stuff? And Naruto says, sure. And she gives Naruto some of her power, well, most of it anyway. She's almost, yeah. Naruto gets Kaguya's powers and stuff, and we go to the Utsuki realm, pretty much. You see a girl named what the fuck did I call her again? Lunoa, yeah. Lunoa just like standing there, and then she feels Kaguya's chakra just awakening and stuff. And she's like, isn't that Princess Kaguya and stuff? And she pretty much gets ready to go to Earth, and yeah, she starts going to Earth. And pretty much when Naruto wakes up, he sees the villagers a gun and all that stuff, and he sees a black substance on him, and he's like, "Who are you? What are you?" and stuff. And I'm gonna say, shit. Should I make Naruto evil? I mean, I plan to make him evil, but now I don't know if I should make him evil. Well, not really evil, just like, yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'll keep him okay. I'll keep him neutral for now. If you guys tell me what you guys want. Do you guys want him to be evil and like destroy the leaf and all that stuff, and leave and all that stuff like that? And yeah, or do you guys want him to stay? Actually, never mind. I know what I'm gonna do with him. Okay, now Black Zetsu says, "I am Black Zetsu. I am Kaguya's will, pretty much." You know that stuff, and Naruto is like, "Oh, okay." And Naruto says, "So, what are you doing here?" And he explained that he was healing him. And he's like, "Oh, okay, thanks, I guess." And he's like, "No problem." And he says he pretty much here to serve Naruto at this point because Kaguya was his goal, and since he died and he reincarnated to you, so you kind of might go out now because yeah, you're Kaguya pretty much. So Naruto's like, alright, pretty much. And yeah. What's his name? Oh, at this point, Hinata and Mema already healed, and they just continue doing what they were doing. So yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, that shit happens, and then at this point, Naruto is like pretty damn strong. And anyways, he gets the Rinnegan, because this is Kaguya after she ate the Chakra food. So she has the Sharingan, Rinnegan, and all them stuff. Byakugan, which is Naruto's main eyes now. Which always has been, just he didn't know how to activate it, but now he does. And he has the Mangekyo Sharingan because it's Kaguya. Like, her power just boosts that shit up. And I'm gonna say because she also got cheated on. And he got the Rinnegan, the Rinne Sharingan. Well, pretty much the red Rinne Sharingan. You're the one, the 10 tails Rinne Sharingan. That shit. Pretty much the third eyes. Yeah, he has that, yeah. All that stuff, so good for him, I guess. But yeah, he mostly has the third eyes open, so it's like the Sharingan and the Rinnegan at the same time, and he has a Byakugan and his main eyes, just so he can all three of them activated at once, pretty much. So yeah, he's like, he was about to go and stuff, but like he senses someone coming, and he goes out in the forest to see what the fuck. I'm gonna have to change her name, but this is hard to say now. Lunoa. What the hell? Pretty much Lunoa just like standing there, which that's what Lunoa looks like. So yeah, just deal with it. That's what she pretty much looks like. Except she doesn't have the headband on yet. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna make Naruto. Yeah. And she says, yo Kaguya, right? Wait, she's like, you're not Kaguya, why do you have her power and stuff? And Naruto's like, oh, I'm her reincarnation, pretty much. And she's like, oh, that makes sense, I guess. And Naruto's like, yeah, so what do you want? Pretty much. And she's like, I just wanted to see if Kaguya came back or something. But then I found you, so yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, then you can go wherever you came from if you that's was the only reason you came here. And she says, nah, I can't go back because yeah, I pretty much left without asking, so I can't really just go back there. And he's like, oh, okay, then do you want to just like, I don't know, chill out here or something? And she's like, sure, whatever. I don't have anything else to do anyway. And she and Black Zetsu comes out and says, and she says, what is that? And then now to explain what that is and stuff. So yeah, that whole shit happens, and how long did it spend? Yeah. Well, pretty much, yeah. Naruto says, I was gonna leave the village, so do you wanna just like come along and stuff? She's like, yeah, sure. And they leave. Pretty much leave the Leaf Village because fuck the Leaf Village, dude. Like, for real, bro, that shit ass. Well, not really ass, it's like, yeah, the people are corrupted as fuck. But yeah, they go to around the land of fire and stuff looking for the Akatsuki bases because Black Zetsu told them about the Akatsuki and how they were supposed to be pawns. But since you're back, there's no point of the Akatsuki anymore. So yeah, you guys can just kill them. And they was looking around and they found the Akatsuki and killed them. Just like, yeah. I'm just gonna go over the fight and then end it there pretty much because yeah. Pretty much I'm gonna say for plot conveniences, the Akatsuki just finished pretty much being full. So you know how in Canon when they were finished being full and stuff and you saw all of them were at the same place at the same time. So that's pretty much what's happening. Naruto comes in and busts down the door and stuff and pretty much he busts down the door and they're like, who the hell are you, pretty much. And Naruto's like, doesn't matter. And he does bone ashes and just stabs the Hidan because he knows he's immortal, so that's the only way to kill him, and other than burying him and stuff. And then he doesn't bother with Kakuzu, he stabs him as well because he doesn't want to bother killing him 5 times, you know that shit. And I'm gonna say Kaguya knew how to do Wasengan with the 3 balls in it. So yeah, he does that and slams it into all the different panes and all that stuff. So they all die. And I'm gonna say he activates. He already has a Byakugan on, so he goes to the puppet guy and shut down all his chakra points, and the shell breaks, and he does the Jugen thing on the heart, that thingy, the little heart that the puppet has, so he dies. And wait, I'm gonna say what you already left because plot. And pretty much, yeah, they massacred the freaking Akatsuki. So yeah, Naruto and Lunoa. Fuck, I've been saying that shit so long. Holy shit. Anyways, they massacred the Akatsuki. Pain dies. Obito. Oh. Yeah, he dies. Fuck him. And I'm gonna say the Nine-Tails is a lot nicer to Naruto because Naruto isn't really being mean to him. And he knows damn well that eyes can put him in the freaking genjutsu, like, without even looking at him. That's how fucking OP Naruto's when he Sharingan is. So yeah. And he also knows that Kaguya is his mom. So he has some respect for her. So yeah. Anyways, because if she never was born and did the deeds, Sirius's path wouldn't have been born, so he wouldn't have been born. So conclusion, yeah, he has some respect for her. Anyways, yeah, that pretty much happens, and Naruto and and Lunora take over the Akatsuki, just like the three of them, Naruto, Lunora, and Black Zetsu. So yeah, and they pretty much live in their own house, which I'm gonna have to go look for a picture right now because I forgot to take one. This is pretty much where Black Zetsu, Naruto, and Lunora lives in. So yeah. And at this point, Naruto was like, "So why is your skin just like mine and shit?" And she explained that she's on the Suskis as well and all that stuff. So Naruto also, Naruto's a dumbass, so he just asks question bluntly out. So he was like, "So since our skin is pretty much scary and shit, would we even be able to do stuff?" And she starts blushing because she kind of has a little crush on him because, I mean, look at that face, bro. Who wouldn't have a crush on him, no homo? Anyways, Naruto kind of looks like that, but it's like more white instead of like darkish grayish thingy. It's just like a white, like kaguya white shade. So yeah. Anyways, she pretty much explained that they can do it, but yeah. And in her mind, she's like, "Oh my gosh, is he asking me to show him how to do it?" So yeah. Anyways, she's kind of like a Karen, I guess you can say, but uh, a more a more open Karen and nicer, but can be mean when needed. So yeah, and she's kind of a little bit of a perv. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna say Naruto goes in the house, which is again this house, and he goes and lives in the room, and she gets her own room, and regular to get his own and all that stuff, and pretty much, I'm gonna say Lunora pretty much follows Naruto around to see what he does, and then he figures out Naruto's schedule for when he uses the bathroom to shower and shit and do what men do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you really don't need to know that stuff yet. Anyways, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't know. Anyways, well, we gotta get into this shit, but I get too far. I'm gonna say for plot conveniences, she is one of her Utsuki's abilities is to pretty much touch something and make it your own. Like, what I mean by your own is that, well, yeah, that's pretty much your Utsuki ability. I'm gonna give it right now. If she touched like I'm gonna say there's like a water bottle or something. She touched that shit and she can either make it so it's like a flying rising seal, but yeah, or she can make it so that she can see through that shit. So she does that to like a blanket or something. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the blanket now to use it to clean up. And she was watching Naruto doing it, and Naruto cleaned up, and then she saw her pretty much, I guess, her face touching it, so she started blushing, and she pretty much faints. And you know how in typical anime and stuff, when the girls see something or like they get upset or something like that, you see just like fume coming off of them and stuff. Yeah, that pretty much happens. And Amase Naruto was coming out of the room and sees her just like that, and he picks her up. And I'm see for plot conveniences, Naruto was wearing something pretty skinny, pretty tight. Yeah, pretty tight on him. And when she wakes up, she felt pretty much she wakes up and sees Naruto. She's in Naruto's lab and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, hey, Naruto-kun," and stuff. And he eventually just like, oh, Naoto, so do you have a girl in mind and stuff? And she's like, Naoto's just being himself, just like, yeah, I kind of like you, but yeah, probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't like me, so yeah. But she's like, yeah, I do like you and shit. And then she realized that she was sitting on Naoto's thingy, and Naoto hearing that she, and then Naoto, I'm gonna say for some reason Naoto knew that after you use the Otsukabi that she has, the thing glowed a little bit, like the thing that Lu Noah used, it kind of glows a little bit. So Naruto saw it glowing. It was like, was she watching me? And then he realized, is she like a brother or something? And then he was like, oh no. And then a bunch of pretty much dirty thoughts came in his head of seeing her pretty much like a slutty, pretty much clothing and shit. And he started getting a bunch of weird ideas and shit like that. And steak came up. Like the thingy went up and it kind of touches her. It was kind of touching her head. And she realized what was touching, and she started blushing and shit. Like she was like, she was all well and shit. And then, yeah, she passed out. Anyways, time skip to when Naruto is 13, and pretty much they heard of a quote unquote demon of the mist. Well, not quote unquote, it is the demon of the mist, so yeah. They heard of a demon, Zabuza, the demon of the mist and stuff, and they heard that he was causing some troubles. And it was like, oh, the new good accounts can't be letting people causing trouble like that. So they were getting ready to go kill that nigga. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna bring off. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should I continue this one for now? And yeah, big shout out to my rival. You know who it is if you read the comments. You already know who that is, because yeah, we're talking pretty much all the freaking what I've done so far. So yeah, he's the one that pretty much told me to do this wife. So yeah, and let me know if you guys actually want me to change the girl, the Susuyo. I'm probably still gonna give it the same personality, but like if you want me to change how she looks or person itself or like her name or something, let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.